Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to 2CTV with some breaking news as we are going to Downing Street with the live scenes from in Westminster, of course. Over the last hour or so, we have been seeing protests from the British public and against the political establishment and the authorities. Of course, the Metropolitan Police, under the leadership of Sadiq Khan and Mark Rowley, have immediately before the thing even started, they sent out the riot police with the riot gears, and they've been calling everybody EDL, the English Defence League. We have the videos for you guys, which we're going to go through together and see what's been going on, because within about 15 minutes into the actual protest, we had the police starting the clashes. The reason the police started this was because they wanted to divide the area and create different lines on Whitehall so that the protesters can't get to the Downing Street gates. Even the Downing Street itself has a gate with armed police. There's no fear really for people with common sense that the protesters are going to go in or do anything like that. Anyway, when the Palestinian supporters come out on Whitehall, the police don't bring out the riot police and they allow them to do whatever they want. When the BLM movement did the same thing, it was fine. But when it comes to these guys, the police have already started the clashes by pushing people away. They've been arresting a number of people as well. Let's go to the videos that we have. This was the beginning when people got around and started chanting.
Save our kids! 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 Save our kids!
So you can see Danny Tomo, a friend of 2CTV, and of course others outside Downing Street. This was an hour ago, chanting "Save our kids." So these people were there primarily to start chanting and protesting outside Downing Street, outside Parliament, until literally within the minutes you had the riot police arriving and pushing them away. And of course that provoked everybody and chaos started to happen, and that's why they had to arrest a few people already to set an example, obviously. Let's go to the next clip. So the crowd started chanting, "You let our country down, we want our country back." We can actually, because I was going to go through in order in terms of the videos that we have in terms of the timeline over the last hour, but we do have some other breaking news that's just come in, ladies and gentlemen. We can now confirm that the GB News presenter, Martin Daubney, has been arrested by the Metropolitan Police outside Downing Street for protesting, I believe. I'm guessing he was there either as a presenter or as a protester. GB News presenter Martin Daubney has been arrested. Let's go to the video that we have.
Can't do this to me, I'm a celebrity. I'm trying to do my job, I've got no problem with this. Not at all. I don't have any problem with that. I am. I'm literally filming things. That's technically assault.
Okay, so we're now hearing, after of course the handcuffs were on him, they decided to have a word with him and they have actually let him go. So that's good news regarding Martin Daubney of GB News. He's actually now been let go after a few minutes of the handcuff situation and the conversations with the police. A number of people have been arrested. Obviously, the clashes continue. The riot police, obviously, as I said, arrived early on to kettle people in before even waiting to see if troubles are going to start or not. This is the difference in terms of policing the British public when it comes to British nationalists and patriots, because what they do is they come for you before you even think about committing a crime or creating disorder, whereas all the other type of protesters, they wait for them to see if they cause trouble first, and sometimes even when the troubles start, they don't really act early on. We had the riots in Leeds where the emergency services and the police have been told not to even bother the rioters, and they said leave them alone and let them do it. We'll take care of it later. Let's go to the next clip that we have from London. Okay, so obviously the situation is heating up as we speak outside Downing Street in Westminster. We do also have a statement from the political parties, joint political parties. We've got the Conservative Party, the Liberal Democrats, Labour, Reform, Greens, all of them coming out to say our Southport community is in mourning after the tragic and deplorable attack that took the lives of 3 young girls and left many more injured. The scenes we saw at the vigil yesterday showed our town at its best, thousands coming together to pay their respect. The subsequent and entirely separate violence we saw on St. Lucas Road has no justification and in no way reflects the values and people of our town. We thank the police, emergency services and the hospital teams for their bravery and on obviously the support. Let's show respect and calm as we support each other and the families of those directly affected during this incredibly difficult times. This is a joint statement from the mainstream political parties. You got the Conservative Party signing this, the Labour Party, the Liberal Democrats, Reform UK and the Green Party. All just published this latest statement about the riots last night. Let's go back to London. So that happened. It's interesting. There are a lot of people in denial, of course, especially the media are claiming, oh, the police are not clashing. Some people are basically saying, oh, the police are not clashing, everything's fine. We got this person saying no clashing, just police grabbing people for being shouted at and also just standing there doing nothing. You just saw in about 13 seconds ago, I just showed you that video. Does that video look normal? The police were just like standing there and the protesters are standing there doing nothing. That's the definition of clash. That's literally the definition of a clash. They're throwing bottles and the police are they're pushing everybody around, of course kettling people in and arresting everybody left, right and centre. But this started before the troubles even started. This started before any sort of violence started from the protesters' side, and that was the difference. We can now go back to the latest video. Yeah, the tensions continue to rise, of course. We've been trying to warn the establishment about this for a long time. Disorder is going to be happening now in our countries. We don't want these sort of scenes to become regular, but of course it's happening. It's not a surprise anymore, is it? It's still shocking, but it's not supposed to be a surprise. Now, of course, Tommy Robinson and many others have already come out to say, of course, they try to stay away from the violence and these sort of angry clashes. But the live scenes that we are seeing from London, and of course we saw from Southport the other night, shows the ignorance and the arrogance of the establishment. Not only they didn't try to even understand why it was happening, or why this tonight is happening. And I did say tonight was going to happen again. I knew tonight is going to the tensions are going to rise. But the police came immediately with the riot police anyway. They were expecting it, right? In Leeds, the police ran away. In London, they go in and kettle everybody. Well, maybe this is the right policing, but why didn't they do it with the other protesters? The establishment, the government, it's their job, the state, to bring back order to our society. Because more divisions are going to happen now. More divisions are going to happen. And of course, harmony and unity, completely out of window. And if they continue to go out there, calling every single person EDL, English Defence League, or a fascist, far right, for example, which, by the way, is a very specific type of political ideology, which requires you to know about your political conviction. Being violent, being angry, isn't necessarily far right, it's just being angry. Those who are actually far right, or fascist or whatever, as an ideology, they know why they are. And it's a very specific type of set of views. You keep calling people names, this is happening. And of course, they're going to blame the people again, right? They're going to blame everybody else. They're going to blame 2CTV and many others. And Nigel Farage, even Nigel Farage, he's going to get the blame. Instead of actually finding out why this is happening. Watch again.
Guys, keep on the comms! Still need to talk about the conditions! Guys, there's conditions! You've got to take this protest all to the pavement!
What we're asking for is emergency legislation to stop the knife crime in this country! Too many our kids are currently living in an environment that is not suitable for them. And that man in there has the ability to change things. We must continue to take a stand. And however we do it, it needs to be done. Unfortunately, what we're seeing, young girls are dead because these lot are more worried about their woke agendas than safeguarding our children.
Yeah, that was Danny Tomo outside Downing Street. This was before the clashes started. I mean, the two-tier policing, that's just one issue. I don't really want to focus on the police right now when it comes to what's happening in London, in Westminster as we speak. And of course, more videos are coming in live anyway. Anything we get, we'll put it on the screen for you guys. And special thanks to everybody who's currently out there in London reporting this. I believe Jeff Taylor is there, of course, Danny Tomo is there, obviously, as we saw, and a few others there. Robert P says DJ Media has been arrested. I'm going to get some sort of confirmation or video from that. I didn't really know about this. Everything's happening at the same time, obviously, in real time. Unfortunately, we don't really have the footage yet. I'm just going to check on social media so we could put it on the screen for you guys so you know as well. There is, of course, there's the live streams ongoing as we speak. Yeah, so yes, the DJ Media has been arrested for filming and complying with the police. The police are making it clear that English people are not welcome in London. We do have, of course, this was during the live stream. Yeah, he's been taken away by a Foreign Office, between Foreign Office and the Treasury. We can also go to the next video. This is another speech, I believe, being made.
Let's unite! All of us, come on! Come on! Come on! Unite short We want them out of hotels. Out of hotels. All of them. Build something for them. Fuck them off on a boat and get rid of them.
Ladies and gentlemen, and it's wrong for you to sit back and type a comment and like or dislike a post. It's time to stand like your ancestors did. In the world wars, we did not have phones, devices. Is this your choice of resistance? Their resistance, their choice was unity, community, and that's what made this motherland the best in the world.
Hey! Go on, Dino. Go on, Dino.
Now, I ask of you one thing today. It's important, I know frustrations are running high, as they should be, but you must remain calm. The fight will be today.
We've got a long
we
road
win.
ahead of us, a long road.
Love will overconquer the hate.
Yes. Well done, Dean.
Ladies and
Well done,
gentlemen,
Dean, mate.
one more thing. Please watch what you are watching on YouTube and social media. I've identified what I call the paper patriots. Their narrative is just to earn money and just promote negativity. We're a positive nation, we must remain positive, we must come together strong, hand in hand, black with white, white with black.
Yes, well done, Dino. Come on, Dino.
That was Dino, who's been on 2C TV before, I believe on St. George's Day last time. Made some good points, saying this is a fight, but stay calm, but stay united, but stay peaceful, but stay united, stay calm, white and black. This is your home, and of course, be wary of those who pretend to be on your side, but they are not. They're paper patriots, or what we would call them now. There's a lot of people who are going around just talking about negativity. They're not talking about the power of the people, the beauties of this country, and all our people. And it's about time to actually promote positivity as well, to say why we are fighting for this, rather than just spread more hatred and division. The division is already happening. The establishment is already not really helping the situation. They are also partly causing the hatred by dividing our communities and societies. They're not even defending or promoting our common values and common culture. It's best for us to not just stay focused, but actually promote positively the case for this kingdom. Rather than just anger. It's easy to be angry. I'm angry right now. The last couple of days it's not been easy, of course. A lot of you guys have had the same problem. But staying calm, staying focused, and promoting our positive case for our country. Let's get some of the reaction from you guys as well while we wait for more updates. Super chat from Chris. As you say, Maya, full riot gear. Disgusting. From early on. Cheshire Cat. I was watching it live from the start. The police were pushing and provoking the crowd to spark a reaction. Appalling behavior from the Met Gestapo. Master TL says, what's happening in Europe is like the Black Death. Big shout out to Keith Lawton for another super chat. Thank you, sir. Lose the footy hooligan mentality. Until then, we will be called far right. Stop taking the bait. Yeah, there's a couple of things. There's a certain chance in these protests. It's become repetitive as well. It doesn't really help anything. But it's about getting a wider movement. The people who turned up to our rally on the 27th of July and the 1st of June. That's what we want. You got people from different backgrounds, families, different ages, and older 2 million genders. Everybody was there. And you kind of want that sort of mentality and so that unity as well, that power of the people. Did GB News get arrested for bad reporting? Maybe bad reporting. He has been released now anyway, Martin Daubney. Let's see. A friend of mine was just arrested for standing on the pavement. He was chatting to an officer, and then one came over and arrested him. What is going on? It's they are all over the place. The police panic when they see this sort of crowd, and they have been given flexibility to arrest when they are afraid. It's the opposite order that they get when it comes to the Just Stop Oil activists or the Extinction Rebellion, BLM movement, the Palestinian supporters. They're told not to. Try your best not to arrest. and just deal with it. Where with these guys, they always say, if you fear anything, just take him away. Barbara says, he should have said, I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. I hope it calms down. Did Richard speak to everyone at the beginning? I heard that lady teacher passed. Is this true? I don't know actually about that last part. I'm not sure actually about Richard. I need to catch up with the group chat as well to find out what's going on over there. Actually, let's do it now for you guys there. But it's a mess. It's a complete mess that could have been prevented a long time ago. And now we have to deal with the backlash. It's not a good situation, of course. Nobody wants violence. Natasha says that they attempted to kettle right at the beginning. So the guys moved now. They are arresting anyone on the road and not moving on, while forcing them in a corner so they couldn't move away. Yeah, these sort of tactics have been used before. Right, let's go to Poppy. Super chat from Poppy saying, I got no hope on YouTube. 2 people in the live chat slandered me after I exposed the grooming gang. YouTube closed 2 accounts. It's not the best platform to expose these sort of things. It's best to do it in real life rather than YouTube, obviously, in terms of effectiveness of these sort of exposés. And the authorities, of course, say it's quite tough. Super chat from Joe says, thank you, Maya, as always, for being the real news. We love you in the Isle of Wight. Thank you very much, Joe. He'll be being arrested from... That's Daubney. Yeah, Daubney been arrested from GB News. Yeah, he's been released now. Mike says this is going to get worse. Much worse. I hope not. But if the establishment start to actually listen and understand why these people are angry, and I'm not... Of course, you can pinpoint... And you can look at people and say, okay, that one is just there to cause trouble. We get it. And that person is just there because he thinks it's a football match. We get it. Look at the sentiment. Look at the general vibe. It's not the messengers. It's the message. Listen to the message. It's not just the people outside Downing Street. There are many people up and down the country who didn't go to Downing Street for different reasons. Maybe partly they didn't want to be associated with the people out there. Fine. Partly, they couldn't get to London. Partly, street protest is not just their thing. There are many people in the country, millions, who feel the same anger as the people outside Downing Street. So the more we, the media, the political establishment, try to attack the messengers, we are bringing down the message. Try not to just, again, it doesn't really help. The trouble, obviously, is caused, and the police are going out there, kettling people left, right, and centre before the protest even started. It helps the narrative. If you get the angry protesters to start causing chaos early on, it's going to help the narrative for the liberal-minded people, for the media clique, for the political parties, every party. The Reform UK obviously came out with a statement 5 minutes ago, which we read. They did a joint statement with the Conservatives, the Labour Party, the others, saying that, of course, we condemn the violence. We get it. But they have to also say, we get the message. We support the message, maybe not the messengers. At least say that. That's a compromise I'm willing to accept. But they are attacking the messenger because they want to attack the message. Things are getting worse by the day in this country. The whole establishment is a disgrace. A revolution is needed. A revolution is not going to help, by the way, but because obviously, look at history. But we need radical reform. If by revolution you mean radical reform, absolutely spot on. But not in terms of bringing down the system, because that's just going to make things much worse. And tyranny, actual tyranny, not corrupt tyranny, that's easy to deal with. Super chat from Canada. Far right. You mean just right. You just mean right. Right so far. Joe Vlog says DJ Media arrested for stepping off the pavement. Police are corrupt, man. Yes, obviously we have now also reported that. Barbara says, who is DJE? Apparently been arrested. Yeah, there's a YouTube channel. You could check out the videos and the live streams. DJ Media. And a super chat. Looks like Belarus during the election protests. Sad. Violent protests will achieve nothing. Play into the establishment's hands. But this is what the establishment want. They want more trouble. And they're going to show this footage for the next couple of days, just like what they did with Southport. And the whole narrative will be controlled by that. Because everybody's focus will be on the clashes, the chaos, the fights and everything else with the police. No one's going to care about the main message. No one's going to care about the concerns of millions of others who are also as angry as the guys out there in London doing the violence, but they're not there doing it. Focus on the majority. Always focus on the majority, not the minority. Prioritize the majority. Super chat from Gary, thank you very much. 1381 all over again. Poppy, super chat, thank you very much. Same from the biscuits to the tea to England will be free. That's not a bad one, actually. I like that. Nobody says take over Ofcom and you have control of the media. The thing is, we don't want control of the media either. We don't want anybody to have control over the media. We simply want free media, and it will help to just get rid of Ofcom and have a very simplified regulator instead of a politically motivated one. Divide. Actually, thank you very much for the super chat from somewhere in Europe, because I can see a euro sign. Thanks for that. Kettling. Steve, yep. Kettling is always a tactic with certain type of protesters. David says, thank God for the real news. Before we continue with the other super chats, I'm just going to quickly check to see if we have any latest footage from Downing Street, apart from the speeches that we had. Okay, we'll just keep that in mind. We have Anthony saying they lied about Brexit, lied about COVID. It is time. And Natty says Pandora's box has been opened. Stay safe, everyone. It's time to close it. It's time for the establishment to bring back order and actual harmony in our society, but it seems to be not the priority for them. Time to use some Saul Alinsky tactics. Activists were brushed off in Seattle until they wouldn't go away. Keep pushing till you can't be ignored. That it doesn't work. You keep pushing. Never in this the Western systems are not based on the pushing in terms of protest or violence for any achievement. It's never worked throughout the history of the Western system. What we call the American Empire. What we live in is the American Empire since the 40s and 50s. It's never worked for anybody, left or right or up and down. Campaigns work, and that could be combined with protests, absolutely. Movements work, but not in terms of any sort of revolutionary tactics. They never work with the Western system. It works with obviously Eastern dictatorships, whether that's the Islamic Republic of Iran or others. Eventually you have to keep pushing it, but it doesn't work with this system, with the American Empire system. Super chat from Albozo, thank you very much. And Jen said, I'm just reading group chat as well. Watching from the US, thank you very much, Jen, for the support. The young Brits are not seen standing up, do they? No. That's all I can say. Not many. Not yet. Chris, thank you very much for the super chat. But again, this thing is building up. It's again, the Pandora box is being opened. And we don't want more chaos and more division. It's the job of the establishment, the so-called grown-ups in the room, to bring down the temperature, turn it down, and actually address the issues. It's not just about turning down the temperature to bring back pseudo idea of a peace. It's the illusion of peace. No. Fix the problems of the country. Listen to the concerns and fix the problems. Aaron said, I have said this and I will repeat this. Farage is controlled opposition. He is the establishment blow-off valve. He is always behind the bell curve. And Tracy says, I'm shocked at how brainwashed our own Met Police are. I would rather starve than work for an establishment that goes against its own people. They should be ashamed of themselves. Hashtag Labour out. It's Essex says, a perfect example of two-tier policing. We're getting close to the end of this super chat. And Retro says, DJ Media got arrested. Yeah, we did report that. He asked the policeman what he couldn't go. Was told to stay off road. Another policeman came over, arrested him. He didn't move. Same as the two others. Yeah, it's just that some of these arrests must be investigated, by the way. They won't, but they should. Wendy from New Zealand says, hi Maya from New Zealand, only real news out there, 2CTV. Grateful but not enjoying how Britain and the world is too woke and too stupid. Thank you very much, Wendy, and thanks for all the support, obviously, especially the last couple of days. We've gained about between 5 to 10,000 subscribers over the last couple of days, by the way. We're getting close to 600. And those of you watching 2CTV for the first time or the last couple of days, this is not how we usually do the videos. I'm currently in Spain, and as I got to Spain, complete mess is happening across the whole world, from Venezuela falling to Iran, the Middle East, Southport, and now London. This is a temporary sort of situation. It's a bit of a not good quality in terms of the video and audio. Apologies. When we get back to London, you get proper 2CTV studios. Canada, we asked, we begged, they wouldn't listen. Now they will. And Chloe says, kicking off in Hartlepool right now. Police defend the mosque. Thank you for letting me know, Chloe. I'll look into it as well. Robert says, Scotland is with you too. And there we have arresting anyone now. Yep. Barbara says, Manchester and Hartlepool rioting. Rally planned in Newcastle at the weekend. This is scary. Thank you also, Barbara and Chloe, letting me know about Manchester and Hartlepool. It's kicking off in Manchester. Drunk youths outside a migrant hotel. Oh dear, that's not going to help, is it? Phil says, veteran here. Time for people to listen. Anyone who can train, get into media or government. Way forward. Thank you, Phil, for your thoughts. I'm going to go and find out what is going on in Hartlepool and in Manchester. I hope you enjoyed this, of course, but it's not really about enjoying it. It's a complete mess of a situation. I hope it was useful and helpful in terms of the information we gave and all the footage, because, of course, the rest of the media will be censoring all that nonsense anyway, and hope that we could bring back peace, harmony, and unity in our society. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Maya 2C, and we are the media.